And hello, everyone. Welcome back to In the Trenches for the FPL Frontline Prediction League. I am your co-host, Scott. Joining me is BeerMeJesus. It's a super hot day. How are you doing down there, BeerMe?
I'm doing pretty good. It's humid here. It's not as hot as it is up there, but the humidity's rough.
Yeah.
Other than that, doing all right.
Yeah, it's that oppressive kind of heat when it gets that humid going. It was just straight up like 33, 34 degrees Celsius here with the humidex and the heat and such, which it's like 70 or 80 for Americans. I don't know. But it's hot. It's still hot. And I've got a fan running, and it's right here. So hopefully it's consistent enough. Nobody notices it. All is good because it's blowing on the mic, but there's a windsock. All is good. Why am I mentioning that? If you don't notice it, I don't know. I just thought it was worth mentioning in case it sounds a little different from ever before. Anyway, it's hot. It's really hot. And hey, that's a segue, Beer Me. It's SummerSlam. Get it? Yeah, it's the hottest party of the summer. I think they call it that. I don't know. We never had a tagline for ours. That's actually, kind of noticed that. There's no tagline, like you'll never see it coming or anything like that. It's just SummerSlam. I guess the party's back or something, or we're back is their whole campaign right now, but I don't know. But you can find us at all our stuff here. It's Frontline League on Twitter. It's in the Discord down below. Like, favorite, subscribe to this YouTube channel. You can follow along, see all the stuff there. Go into our Discord, sign up. There's details all in there about the matches, the bookings, this is the booking card. You'll see the predictions pages. Both are up for this weekend. We'll show those momentarily as well. But also the character chat, the rules, the details, and how all this stuff works. Plus some general chat, because things like right now, there's ongoing talk about wrestling going on and live events where Dynamite is currently happening. So you can come and check all that stuff out. It's a lot of fun. And hey, check out Top of the Card while you're at it. We might be recording one later tonight. Just saying. But, bear me. Let's dive into SummerSlam. We don't have any matches to announce. We're just going to go through and run down this card. And
Let's do it.
Yeah, and pick our final picks for who we think is going to win at FPL SummerSlam. The first SummerSlam, and we will see the first world champion crowned in FPL history when Payne faces Bastion. Yes, hopefully. It is possible these two will draw. There's no stipulation, but there should be enough matches and enough bonuses. We should have a definitive winner. If we do not, we will rematch it. I don't know if that'll be at TakeOver or not, but I could see it. But you never know, because TakeOvers are actually more likely for draws. We'll figure it out, and there'll be an announcement within hours of SummerSlam finishing. This write-up will be out like in the wee hours of Sunday morning, Saturday night, because TakeOver is the next night. More on that in a bit. But bear me. Payne, the winner of the Rumble, the winner of WrestleMania, versus Bastion, the winner of like a Casino Battle Royale and the Armageddon Hell in a Cell, plus the triple threat. He was Joker twice to get through all of that. Who do you have coming out on top as the first ever world champion?
I got Bastion, of course.
Now,
becoming the first FPL world champion.
Now, is that because he's your stablemate? And is that because he took you to a draw while you were world champion this time-ish last year in his shot in the greatest match ever situation? Like, is it either or those things, or a bit of both? Like, why do you think he's going to win? Pull yourself out of the FBU situation. Why Bastion over Payne?
I feel like Bastion is just way more consistent right now. Right now. Like, if we're going back, like, a long time, Payne was consistent up until after Rumble. Then he's won and lost, but he always wins the ones that matters. But he hasn't been as consistent as Bastion, so I feel like that's why I'm going to pick him.
It is possible
if I'm not in the FPU.
Yeah,
without the FPU stuff.
It is possible, because when Payne won the Rumble, we were like, that upward trajectory just keeps on going. But then it peaked there, right? And yeah, he rebounded at WrestleMania, which was a weird way to look at it, but he did, and he won. But he's only really won the ones that mattered, like you said. This is one that matters, so don't count him out. He could go all the way from day one to here, August 21st, as world champion. But I think I'm siding with you on that one with Bastion. He's just more consistent. He's got a bit more of the experience in these kinds of matches to deliver. And I think that he's going to finally get the world title. Something that's eluded him the whole time. You had a hand in that. But Payne, He also has never won the world title. I think he will someday. It's not a stretch to say that. I just don't think tonight's his night. There's a lot of people that he would be beating. I just don't think Bastion's the one, not on this night.
I'm not discrediting Payne at all, because I think Payne is really good. I'm just saying that I'm just gonna say Bastion.
I'm gonna make it clear, if Payne does win, I do not consider that an upset. That's the specifics of it. It's he very well could, and very well might win that match. I just have the feeling that Bastion will, based on his performances. Payne started out the year hot, but Bastion's the one who's currently hot. And I mean, Payne's been the spoiler before, but I think Bastion's got it. So, but who knows? Maybe this is where he peaks and he loses it in his first defense. Who knows? Or maybe this is Payne's second wind, right? That's the fun of this. But I'm going with Bastion on this one as well. So we're both picking Bastion as the first ever world champion. We're both hoping that we do have our world champion after that night. Remember, CJ Hawk, Mr. Money in the Bank, cannot cash in until we have a world champion. Once we have one, that contract is eligible at any show after, which in this case would be TakeOver. So, that's the thing. Keep that in mind, everybody. We might have a one-day champion, or Hawk waits. He's a good guy, so he might bide his time and make the challenge as well, which could be awesome against either competitor. But we'll come to that as we go. The co-main event is the FPL Canadian Championship. Watson rules, as always. Ralintendo defends against Broken Nerd. Key factors with this is Watson rules 20-minute, the 30-minute time limit, 20-second counter outside, no rope breaks, and if you are disqualified or counted out, as champion, you lose your title to your opponent. So you must actually defeat him in any way to get it. So Ralintendo and Broken Nerd do have history that's been revealed in their promos in the character chat. Ralintendo's been the man who's been the champion as long. Our two champions, the singles titles, Ralintendo and McKennedy, they've held them since day one at WrestleMania for their reigns. They've not lost these belts, and no champion has, actually. Creatures have theirs too. But Ralintendo and Nerd has actually won singles titles. Again, never held the world title. And Ralintendo's past, he's not held it. This is his first gold. But I think that Ralintendo, I think he's going to keep this going. I think he's going to buck that trend that Nerd does, because Nerd really performs in these kind of matches. But as someone who's been defeating the past, this one really is symbolic for Ralintendo. I think he's going to take it. I think he's going to turn back Broken Nerd. And if he does, who the heck can stop him? Ironically, I'm going to make that weird prediction like I did with the Strays. I think it's going to be someone new to kind of fulfill that prophecy of that, where it's someone that you might not expect, someone who doesn't have that legacy history, someone that's just brand new, who would actually be the one to upset him. But I think he's going to survive until at least that point, and Broken Nerd will not be winning on Saturday. What do you think?
Man, this is so tough, because Ralintendo has defended his belt successfully every time, and he's done well at house shows. And Nerd's been on a tear too. I think Ralintendo really does need to win this. I think a loss to Nerd really won't hurt as bad, because I think he can rebound really quickly. I think Ralintendo needs to win. Like you said, this is symbolic of his past, and I'm going to pick him. I'm going to pick the champ to retain.
Mm-hmm. So that's we're siding on the same side for two of these matches here. This is interesting. This one should be very interesting for that. It is a ladder match. Redhead 12, the GM, or just Red for those who are in the know, versus Jonathan C.T. Martin. And it is a ladder match where if Red loses, she's no longer the GM. Now, it doesn't mean that CT is. He doesn't want it. It just means that she's not. And CT, forgive me, it's been a while, but if he loses this one, he does not get a shot at, I believe it is the Canadian Championship, because that's the one that got screwed over. It might be for any title. I truly don't remember. I'm sure I'm going to hear from CT, hear about it for that. But this is, you want to talk history, they've had a match like this before, where it's title versus chances. And Red made sure he never got a shot again. I've got a bad feeling about this one, that CT is going to do it. I hope not, because my girl's got this, and Red's going to be the one to hold on to this gold. But I got a bad feeling CT's going to do something dastardly, and he's going to take that win. I've got a bad feeling about that. He's been on a momentum shift ever since his Canadian title matches, so I don't think he's going to be denied another Canadian title match. So he's got to win that one, and I think he's got that. I think that's the driving force, his hatred of all of this. So that's my pick.
You're gonna pick him over your girl?
Yeah, I am.
Ooh.
And it's wrong, I know, but that's like Red's got to win it. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm talking picks with Red, and we're going over strategies and stuff. Yes, I'm worried that CT's got this. I really, really am. What do you think?
I'm gonna pick CT as well because, like you said, he's turned into that extra gear since the Canadian title matches and stuff.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to see what happens if Red is no longer the GM. What the hell happens? I kind of want to see that.
I truly don't know. It's and yeah,
chaos. I like it.
I mean,
let's do that.
If it came down to it, when you're actually making picks, I'd put one on Red just to be like, I gotta pick her, but I truly think CT's got this. I hate it.
Right.
I hate it. But yeah.
And it's a ladder match, so that's really interesting.
That's kind of why I got a feeling some of these are going to be picked in that way. So, yeah, we got to move on though. We got the American Championship, the Stars and Stripes title, Falls Count Anywhere hardcore match. Alexander McKennedy in a rematch with Josh Dionio, but added is RGX, who qualified by virtue of Hell in a Cell. I've said it before, I love McKennedy turning back these challengers. I've said it before, I know Josh Dionio was one of the toughest people I've ever faced and can easily take this one. But I really think that RGX is going to play the spoiler, and he's going to upset both these guys, and he's going to take that title. I really feel that from this one. And I know that's probably a bit of an underdog pick, but that's why. I think he's got this, so that's my pick. Who do you got?
I really want RGX to win it because he's been doing really good with his promos and stuff, and I think he can do it. But I'm going to go with a more proven guy. I'm going to go with Josh Dionio. So I think he's going to win.
So you think McKennedy is losing either way?
Yes. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just said that really came off kind of like dickish. No, I think he is, but he could prove me wrong, and he could turn back both guys.
I really think he's got a shot at it. That's what I love about this match. I think McKennedy has a clear chance to turn them both back. I think Josh Dionio has a clear chance to take it. And that's why I kind of like RGX in that middle spot, literally on the picture people are looking at, to take that title from them and kind of upset both. So that's my
another
pick
thing.
for that.
This is a triple threat, so the champ's not at the advantage, at like the disadvantage. So
exactly, and it being the American title, it is stipulation, so it's a hardcore match, but Falls Count Anywhere. So that's anywhere in Allegiant Stadium. So is big. So we'll see what happens when these three go at it. So very, very interesting match, definitely. Handshake match. Scott versus the GMSG. I have to win. That's all I'll say. I have to win.
Probability would say that you're going to win one of these times. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I should have won accidentally by now. Like, statistically speaking, out of 10 matches, I should have won one just in the virtue of the past 4 years. So, yeah. The stipulation for this is it's just a straight-up match, but the loser has to shake the winner's hand and say they are better. And
oh, man.
I don't know if I can do that. But I will. If I lose, I will. But I can't lose this. So, yeah. I can't pick anyone but myself. I've said before many times, he's probably going to win whatever. No, I have to win this.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
Who do you pick?
I just, like I said, the law of averages say that you would probably, it's got to come up to be your time soon.
That's a good vote of confidence there, Bear.
If it was anybody else, I'd I'd probably pick you, but I got to pick my partner. I got to pick GMSG.
He's got my number, huh?
He does. But
For...
if you were to win, it would be like, I don't think it would be that big of an upset. I mean, statistically speaking, right now.
Good. Okay, yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yep.
Man, I just can't see either one of you literally at the end of that match shaking each other's hands and saying that you're better. Like if you beat him, he would have to go and tell you that you're better, even though he's beaten you 10 times and you just beat him that once.
Yeah.
That's I don't know what's gonna happen.
And then
the aftermath, it's great.
If he beats me, though, I have to look and tell him after 11 losses that he's. I can't even say it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's big.
Yep. This match, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
A lot of stakes in these matches. Like we're running down these, and I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
Every match has a big fight feel. I like it.
You wanna keep going on that then, BeerMe?
Let's keep going.
The FPL Continental Tag Team Championship. Simple Creatures in their first defense against the Strays. I said this offhand months ago. Someone like the Strays would be the ones to win. I am staying with that in this moment. The Strays are going to become the tag team champions at SummerSlam. That's it.
This is hard. The Strays are like the new blood coming for the old blood, as they would say.
Mm-hmm.
History would tell me that the Creatures would win this just because they beat everybody in these matches. It doesn't matter who they are.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna pick the Strays in an upset. I don't know why, but I think they got the momentum going, and I think if they don't do it, then I really don't know who's going to beat them. I mean, Death Money Inc. came really close.
Yep.
So I think if they can come close, I think the Strays can come close as well, or beat them. And so I think it'll happen.
To be clear, either way, even if the Strays do lose, it doesn't destroy them. They've clearly earned this spot. And if the Creatures lose, I mean, it's not far to get back to the top and get a rematch. Doesn't mean they get an automatic rematch. No. But we've seen how good they are. They can easily earn one back. But come on. So yeah.
Plus, I could see them just be like, "Oh, it's a fluke. Give us another match." You know, and they're like, "All right, maybe we should."
Who can deny the best team there's ever been? I keep saying that, but Mm-hmm. Next up, straight up one-on-one match: Cure One versus Ash. Who've you got in this feud, BeerMe?
I'm gonna pick Cure One.
Why?
I don't really know. It's kind of a coin flip to me. I think these guys know each other very well, obviously, from being in the stable from back in the day.
Big history, yes.
But I think with Cure One's kind of dark character right now, I think he's gonna do something to pull it out, and he'll beat Ash.
You know what? You kind of convinced me on that because I was leaning towards Cure One. I know Ash faltered at at WrestleMania. But when you look at that and you look at the past, you look at the history, I think you're right. I think Cure One does have that to get this one out. It's going to be a war. It's going to be close. But I think you're right with Cure One. I agree on that one. So next up, a submission match. BeerMeJesus laid down the challenge, and James Costner accepted. They will go one-on-one. BeerMe, I'm going to go first and say that I think you've got this one, and that's because you've beaten me in 5 submission matches. What do you think?
I kind of got to win here, right? I mean, he's kind of been like the FPU hunter. I mean, I know he beat GMSG. He didn't beat Bastion. But that's not really his concern. He really wasn't with them. It was more with me.
Yeah.
He says that I've done all these bad things. Haven't done any of those, but, in his mind, I think he's going to try to do whatever it takes to make me tap out or pass out or whatever, but I don't think it's going to be enough, and I think that I'm going to win.
I think that he's got the greatest chance of anyone in one of these matches to do so, because he's coming in with such violence on his mind. It's not a matter of skill or technique, which he has, but it's also just violence and meanness, which could be the turning point. And if he just goes there quick to do it, that could be it, right? So,
yeah,
it's a matter of survival. I think if you can survive the initial onslaught of just brutality, you might have it. But if he wins, it's gonna be a brutal. It's gonna be brutal either way. Let's not mix this here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm picking you just by the fact that I know what you're like in submission matches, but that's not to say that I don't think Costner has a shot. He's got a better shot than I ever did to beat you in one of these, is what I'm saying in this mentality right now. So, because all mine have been different situations, but this one's going to matter. So I think he's got this. Next up, Shades and Smiles. We fixed it. It said we fixed it at the end. Versus Death Money Inc. Now I've said before, Death Money Inc. was just a hair away from a tag title win, and a rematch is not far off. This match is key for them for that. Shades and Smiles needs a win or two to get into that spot, but beating Death Money is the way there. So this is a very high-stakes tag title match. Sorry, that's how high it is. It's a very high-stakes tag team match with title implications, very possible for both of them. Maybe a little faster for one than the other. No guarantees here on anything, but I mean, if it's a definitive win for Death Money Inc., there's not much to say. They're in line. I have to think that. I'm not the official one saying it, but I mean, it's hard to deny them. That's my pick as well. I think Death Money Inc.'s got this one. I don't think they're going to squash them, just to be that clear, but I think it's going to be a brutal one. I think they're looking to make an example and make a claim at the tag title holders. Who do you think has this one?
I agree. I got Death Money Inc. as well. I think they're just going to be a little bit hungrier since they were so close to knocking out the Creatures. Like, literally just one question, they would have won.
It was one bonus that would flip it if it went the other way, and it was an either or. So it was like,
yeah.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think that they're going to be hungrier to get back. I mean, Hawk can pretty much just breeze through anything now. He's got the best seat in the house for anything. He's got the briefcase. So
he does. I do understand because of did you mention best seat in the house? There is that ringside seat available to him to watch the world title match because he obviously will have a chance to go after him. Right, not that night, but first-hand look just to see and shake that case so everybody knows. But yeah, so Death Money Inc. for both of us. This has been very interestingly one-sided. I have to say for a lot of this, it's very, very, very interesting. Here's one where it's going to continue that way. I think we've both been this way. The Midnight Rider versus a mystery opponent. Midnight Rider's been attacked a few times. Actually, missed a show because of that due to injuries. And I went on a bit of a warpath. Never found out who it was. We haven't figured it out. Normally, attacking people backstage and causing injuries is our MO, is Infinity, but especially is the Midnight Rider. So the fact that he's got this and he's calling him out face to face, bit of an upstanding moment there to see him say, "Come and face me in the ring." I'm very intrigued to see who this is. I'm not picking them to win. I'm picking Lee, the Midnight Rider. I presume you're doing the same.
Yeah, he's got to get his revenge here. You would assume after all he's been put through, attacked, injured. Yeah, I'm rooting for the Midnight Rider. Hope he wins. And
he's been much more consistent with his wins of late as well. Because I know he had some stop-starts and issues in prior years, but he's very, very consistent and solid now. So all is good with this. Oh God, this match is the Final Destination death match. JJ Rocky, who picked it, versus Jace of Blades. Understand this will take place in the local airport in Vegas. So, yeah, I'm picking JJ because he picked the match, but Jace can easily take this one. And the main reason there is JJ has been, sorry for the pun, on a rocky road. That's his own one of his finishers. But he has been. Mm-hmm. That puzzle has been figured out. People have gotten through JJ, but it's more that JJ has kind of been having a misstep here or there. He hasn't been that monster we've seen before. We've seen glimpses of it, but he's not been just purely out there doing it. If he wins here, he's on that track, but Jace can actually capitalize and prevent it. I think JJ's got this one, though, personally. You give him free reign to fight somebody in an airport, I'm picking JJ Rocky. Who you got?
Man, this is another tough one because, like I said, usually I don't bet against the Creatures. at the same time, JJ hasn't beaten Jace in their previous encounters. And one of them wasn't a death match, and Jace beat him. This is kind of in Jace's wheelhouse, too. So I kind of feel like even though JJ picked this, he's kind of like the underdog a little bit here.
A little bit.
But I think I am going to go with JJ Rocky. But it would not shock me if Jace did pull this off, because he's really good in these matches.
He absolutely could. That's true. It's going to be a close one either way, I think, is definitely the case.
Yes.
Yeah. Matter of survival between these two. Now we have a 6-man tag, OVS versus La Familia. This is something I've been very excited and intrigued by, because we have a faction who is looking to dominate versus a faction who is dominating, who came out of nowhere. And either OVS shuts that down and we get a bit of a rotating who's top dog situation, or La Familia keeps on keeping on. I'm picking La Familia to do exactly that. I think they've come in at the right moment where everybody else is just kind of a little off kilter, and they're knocking them down like dominoes. And I think they're going to keep doing that, and they're going to keep on doing that. Like they've got the sky's the limit for these guys, I think. What do you think on this one, BeerMe?
I agree, 100%. They've, like I said, since they added Detrick Cyrus, they have just turned it up a notch, and they're taking out anybody that stands in their way. And he was the missing piece, and they're just rolling. Yep. I wouldn't want to be in their way.
No, which means we probably will be, because...
Yes.
Yes. I mean, you're a 3-man faction. So am I. We've got FEU and Infinity.
Oh, that's right.
We are on their radar. We're on their hit list. Our two factions, whether we like it or not. So it's a matter of time. I think that's the future. So La Familia's got this. Not to say OVS is going to suffer from it. I just think it's wrong place, wrong time for those guys. So next up, you want to talk history? Luke Gray versus Tino. This has been like ups and downs and roller coasters, with Luke Gray maybe getting a world title match out of it, and then everybody dogpiling, and yet he just manages to not only survive but thrive. But Tino is Tino. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but Tino does what Tino does, and spiked it. So I'll be honest, Tino normally wins these kind of things, but he also does usually bad in the summer. The Rumble is his time. I think Luke Gray's got this. I think Luke Gray's going to take this win.
I'm going to pick him too. I think Luke's going to do it. After all the stuff that he's went through, the good guy's got to win here. I'm also picking Luke Gray.
Yep, I got him for the win for that one. We're getting into interesting matches, but we get these things. We get to go. This is one of the opening matches. It's Cam versus the Gaffer, and this is a case of just people on the way up on the upward stream. And Cam, I think the Gaffer's going to win this because nothing's going to stop him until someone who does, which I know is a ridiculous statement, but I don't think the Gaffer's rise ends here. And let's not be mistaken. Even if he loses, it's not like, oh, buried. No, he'll rebound and probably be totally fine. But I think the Gaffer's got this. That's it. Cam, though, is a veteran. Even under FBL time frames, he's been here since day one. I think Cam can easily take this one because the Gaffer's unproven, but I think that's why. I think the Gaffer's got this one. He's going to sneak this one out. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, until somebody beats him, I can't really bet against him, right? Like, that would just be kind of dumb. So I'm gonna go with the Gaffer. Give me the Gaffer.
Which is ridiculous, but I love it.
It is.
And then we've got the opening contest, a fatal 4-way match. It is, let's see if I remember these names. I did the last time. Papa Snooch, Mystery Mask, that's on the sides, Macho Mendoza, and I want to say Supreme Rock, not Smooth Rock, because I think I got that mixed up last time. But a 4-way match. I think we both went with Macho or Mystery Mask last time, just because, I'm going to stick with Mystery Mask, just because I love the ridiculousness of someone called Mystery Mask winning a match. I'm picking that one. And this is really just a matter of elevating somebody to see who can go up there like the Gaffer, and who can go up there and face other guys, and maybe get that rocket strapped on. So I'm thinking Mystery Mask has this. Who do you think?
For me, it kind of comes down, just for me, it comes down to either Mystery Mask or Supreme Rock, because he's part of the Strays as well.
Yes, he is, yes.
So, but just yeah, you said because of the ridiculousness, and yeah, I'm just rooting for Mystery
I love
Mask,
it.
so I'm gonna pick him.
I
Yeah.
love it. I want to see Mystery Mask wins. Like, what? Okay, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now we do have some kickoff matches that are announced. We have Lucian Hollis versus Jut Jut. We have Danny the Light Jordison versus Junction. And when CT sees this, he's probably going to go fix that because we don't have quote marks around the light. There's only on the one side. And we have Bane the Bissa versus Chef Urban. 3 very high-profile matches. Yes, they're on the kickoff, but a win on any of these is a win on a main show, which will boost anybody. And Hollis is just ready to destroy. I think he's got that one. I think we said Jordison is going to keep on going because you like his nickname, The Light. And I think Urban, actually, Bane and Urban is a very close one. I think Urban's going to finally turn that corner and make a solid run at whomever's in his way. So I think those are my 3 picks for those. You agree with Hollis and The Light? What about Bane and Urban?
Urban as well. I think he's going to establish himself to get to the main card. So
we really didn't waffle on any picks here, did we? I think we agreed on damn near everything, except I think it was Jason JJ was the one where we were like, on who we picked.
Yeah.
So that's kind of wild.
Yeah.
But if you did not hear your name, you will be on this if you go and put your picks in. You can do so right now. The page is there. You can go put your picks in for SummerSlam. Make sure you go through them. You put in your name. You put in the specifics of who you think, like, oh, Bobby Lashley's going to win. And I think I'm most confident that's 10. Cool. Now you get to Reigns and Cena. Oh, John Cena's going to win. I can't use 10 again. I think that's only a 5. Now I can't use 5 anymore. Continue all the way through. You are good to go. Your picks are in. Happy day. Thumbs up. Good luck. That's as simple as it is. Your deadline is 1 hour before the kickoff show on Saturday, because SummerSlam is on Saturday this year. Please remember that. It's on Saturday for the first time since 1992, because that was when they taped it in England. So, yeah. It was actually live from England, but it was like 8 in the morning. So make sure, please, Saturday. Do it now. If you're watching this Wednesday night, Dynamite's on, you saw stuff with Sting, maybe even on Friday, you're watching Rampage, who knows who shows up, put your picks in ASAP. You've got till an hour before the kickoff, which might be a 2-hour kickoff. You've got till like 3 o'clock Eastern on Saturday. Please put your picks in. We don't want anybody to miss it. Please. And now we keep going. Bear me. We got to go through this quick because we're actually recording a podcast shortly as well, and we don't want to keep the guys waiting. But let's talk about TakeOver, because it's the next freaking night. Yes. I'll tell you people right now, we've got most of SummerSlam figured out and ready to go. Just got to plug in some pieces, and boom, once we got results, we're good. TakeOver's a little different. TakeOver, we've got most of that figured out, but we need to have some winners to know where pieces fall, and then once we know what's what, boom, we're good. We don't have the full card announced. That will be announced in the wee hours once the results come out between Saturday and Sunday. So there's going to be a lot of names not seen here. Don't worry about that. You'll be there, especially if you put your picks in. And I'm just going to say it right now. You can do that right now too. That page is up because NXT happened. So you can go in and put your picks in for that one. And it's the same thing. Put in your character name. You go here, you got Samoa Joe and Karrion Kross. I think Karrion Kross is going to win. And I'm going to say only a 1 because maybe Joe's actually going to win it. And then Raquel and Dakota's going to win. Don't use the 1 again. You'll duplicate your points and you'll lose out on points. Please make sure you're correct on that. And of course, down below are the bonuses. We tried to word these very specifically. There is always going to be something involved, like will Ted DiBiase get physically involved during the $1 Million Championship match? That means he touches a competitor or a referee, or a second. It's got to be specific. He touches or they touch him. It's physically involved. How will the match end? Who will win the traditional 2 out of 3 falls? Etc. So please make sure you put your picks in for that. That deadline is also an hour before the pre-show, which usually for takeovers is a half hour. Just pull your picks in ASAP. Please. So, the one last thing about both of those is now that the picks page is up, if any match is changed or is altered, like RK Bro is not going to challenge anymore and they're facing one-on-one, the match is thrown out. It's gone. There's no replacement and everything just gets down. So there's no more 10-pointer. The top is a 9. Just so people know. Once the deadline hits and the match is removed, it's just poof, gone. Nothing shifts. It's just gone. So if you put 8 points and the match is thrown out, you don't get 8 points. You don't get it wrong. It's just gone. So more on that as we get there on those nights. It's going to be fun. TakeOver 36. Bear me. We've got a lot of question marks for the main matches. Like I said, you'll find out after SummerSlam, Sunday morning, early in the wee hours. But the main matches we've got here is Death Money Inc. versus OVS. That is, again, big implications for both teams because both of these want to get back in the title hunt. I think Death Money Inc. is going to go 2-0 on the weekend. How about you?
Same. I think they are too, yep.
How about this? CJ Hawk, Mr. Money in the Bank, versus the Gaffer 1-on-1. I think Gaffer this is who he's running into. I think Hawk is going to win that. But do you think Gaffer's going to do what normally happens to Money in the Bank winners and beat him?
I gotta keep picking the Gaffer till if Gaffer loses at SummerSlam, I might change my pick to Hawk. But if he wins, then he's gonna keep rolling. He's just gonna keep rolling.
I like that. La Familia, which already makes me go, yeah, probably gonna win. But they're facing the Strays, who could be tag team champions by this point, along with Supreme Rock. I'm picking La Familia, even if the Strays are the tag champions, because the future that sets. That's fantastic stuff, even with DMI in there. The tag division is heating up, and it's heating up fast. I think La Familia is going 2-0. How about you?
I agree 100%.
Even if Strays are tag title holders?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they could afford the loss. I just think
True.
La Familia is really hungry right now.
Josh Dionio versus Lucian Hollis. 1-on-1. JD could be the American champion. I think JD's got this one, regardless of his outcome at SummerSlam. But Hollis does what Hollis does. He could easily break faces and get it. But I think JD's got this.
Since I picked JD to win the triple threat, I'm going to pick Lucian Hollis to win here.
And suddenly,
that will set up some interesting stuff.
And
yes.
suddenly we've got someone who's been winning some hardcore matches, beating the American champion. Oh no, what could happen there? Chef Urban faces Mad Elite Titan. This is a main card match, so Urban is getting that shot to bump his way up. I think he's got this one. Mad Elite Titan is also very good, was in title contention earlier in the year, but I think Urban, like I said, this is his trajectory. This is his moment. He's going to keep going far with this, so I think Urban's got this. How about you?
Agree 100%. Yep. I think he's going to continue his climb.
We've got question marks, because more mystery matches you'll learn about later. And then Simple Creatures, who might not be tag champions, versus CM Carlito and Wookie. And I've said it before, I think I said the last time when we announced this, if the Creatures lose the tag titles and lose to Carlito and Wookie, it's not the end of the world. That's just a very bad weekend, and they've got work to do. I think if they lose the tag titles, that will happen, and they'll lose this match too. I think it's I think it's gonna be a bad weekend. It's not gonna be game over. It's gonna be like, oh no. I really do think that. But I don't think they're... I did pick the Strays. They're probably going to win this one, but they are not going to be tag champs when they win it. What do you got? You don't bet against Creatures often, so who do you got for this?
No, I'm gonna pick the Simple Creatures.
Yeah,
I think that they will win or lose the titles, because if they lose, they're just going to be mad and they're just going to...
It's true.
Destroy.
Okay. And then we got some kickoff matches: Danny the Light Jordison versus LJ, and JJ Rocky versus Kurt Cult. I think we both picked the Light because the Light, but LJ, that's a tough one to not keep an eye on. But JJ's got Kurt Cult. But Kurt Cult, this is the time. He could capitalize, but I'm picking JJ to run the table here, so I think he's got this.
I think he's going to win as well.
Yeah. And then, look, All Out. That's September 5th. That's not far off at all. But we'll get there. We got to get through these two shows to get to that one and see all the fallout from that, and then everything that goes from there. So I think we can call it there, Beer Me. I think we covered everything for SummerSlam. We covered everything for NXT. I think people know what we're thinking, which is a bit of a problem in some ways, because we've got matches with opponents that will watch this and know what we pick. That's to say, between now and when I put my picks in, maybe stuff changes with the reality of it, because for actual SummerSlam, it's going to be very interesting. We're going to talk about it very shortly, but I don't know what to expect from that, and the whole weekend could just go early, couldn't it? Like,
It could, because I've got a couple of ideas on where to put my one pointer. I think I got it narrowed down to like 2 different matches, and I'm still just kind of scared. So,
Okay, yeah.
you know how it is. Yeah.
I'm definitely intrigued to see what we
Well,
get out of this. It's
I
going to
mean,
be scary.
when Bill Goldberg beats Bobby Lashley, we're all like, "Oh, didn't see that coming," and everybody just like, "What are we doing here?" Everybody's scores are in the tank, and we get some
We
unexpected things.
we get those moments when it's like, oh my god, that person won, and like one person picked it. So yeah, as I'm choking here at the end. Oh no. It is hot. It is dry. We got a podcast to record. Let's call it there. Please get your picks in, everybody. It's the page. Go here. Go to our Discord. Like, favorite, subscribe, follow all this stuff. Frontline League on Twitter. Follow that. There's announcements there as well. Come to our character chat. Come watch our promos. I might have one more for GMSG shortly. Come check it all out. It's a lot of fun. Everybody involved. Thank everybody for checking it out. It's great. And BeerMe, yeah, good luck on Saturday and Sunday. And everybody else, good luck as well. Any last words you want to say to them for that?
Good luck, everybody, and have a fun weekend.
Yes, that's the key. It is fun. Yeah, we screaming and pulling our hair out in the Discord live event, and it is what it is. But it's all about fun. So hopefully that's what this is. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you next time. Like the middle of the night on Sunday, we'll see you soon.